Hashtag Pennie field trip continues. Let's go G League Ignite. Let's
We're
have a G League Ignite conversation now with what you've seen. So you got to see one of Jaden Hardy's better games this year. I don't know if that's a good thing, but you got to see a positive game from Jaden Hardy. The following game, he went 0 for 11. So
yeah,
that's rough.
It
Continue
was. I thought it was good because I didn't have a box score during the game. The G League website, the stats actually weren't loading in real time. So I was just taking stats without really stat watching. And then if you go back after the game, Jaden Hardy had 29 points. Not that I had no idea. I thought he had like around 20 in the last few minutes he scored. Let's start positive. He can get a shot whenever he wants. He does. He has that craft off the dribble where he can create. He comes off dribble handoffs or he can pull it off. It's like 6 dribbles when it should be 3, but the kid knows how to get a shot off. When his body is square and his feet are set, he shoots a clean basketball. He does. He has high arc, a lot of rotation. He finishes high. It's hard to stop. His problem is he takes some wild ones. He's off balance. It's 1 foot. There was a play in the game. He had a wide open 3. No one was there. He hesitated, like took a step in and shot it like over 2 guys. He just doesn't necessarily process it in real time as quick as I would like him to, and he makes the game more difficult for himself, becoming that volume guy. And when he turned it on the second half, they were losing. They were down like 10 or 15, so he was just kind of like filling it up quickly. You saw a little bit of it. He got in the lane. He like pivoted, jumped opposite, finished the right, hit a couple threes.
He has good footwork and really good length around the basket.
Very good. And he wants to shoot. It's just he doesn't really make the right reads out of pick and roll. And he's an easy scout right now. You know he's shooting. You know he wants to shoot. If he passes, and some of the clips you're starting to see around Twitter of like, oh, look at this passing read. Yeah, he's triple teamed and like has to throw it in the middle of the lane. It wasn't like he did it because like, oh, here's my vision and like I looked opposite like Dyson Daniels does half the game. I just don't. He's a scorer. He is. I don't know how it looks in a team construct of an NBA where you're not going to get 18 shots a night. You're not going to come in as a rookie and get that. Yeah. If it's some Cam Thomas stuff, who I had at 20 last year, who's probably better than that, I think Cam's like a little bit better, even more efficient of a scorer, which is like nutty to say. But I made some missteps in my evaluation of Cam Thomas, so I still want to wait on Jaden Hardy. Like the offense is good. The defense needs work too. Like away from the ball is not good. He dies when he hits screens. Like he doesn't work to get around them. He gets some cheap fouls and reach-ins. It's not – I know people want to see the 30-point games. They're better. You can see he's more confident. But I'm not totally there yet as, hey, we were off, like having him 19. He should be 9th. Like, I still think that's probably like a safer range where I'd have him right now.
Yeah, I've got him like at 20 to 22, something like that. I'd be happy to take a flyer on him in the first round because I agree with you. The shot creation is real. He can get separation. It's just what happens once that separation comes.
Totally.
The decision making is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bad. Like there's not another way to really frame it, unfortunately, right now. Turns it over a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he has a negative assist turnover ratio. Yep. The shot selection, it just makes him exceptionally inefficient.
Yeah.
Look, these guys, as I've kind of said previously, these guys can flip the switch sometimes. And once they figure out, and figure out all the reads and everything, they can become very good.
Yeah.
I think he's a couple years away from that point at this stage.
I do too. It probably has to be the right developmental system that knows what he is and squeezes out all the good stuff and pushes away all the bad.
Let's go to Dyson Daniels, MarJon Beauchamp, Michael Foster. Where do you want to go next?
Let's go Dyson Daniels because I was most impressed by watching him in person. The reason I say that is he's big. He's 6'7", 6'8". He's a big guard, so to say. And
for what it's worth, I believe I've been told he is 6'6" without shoes.
Okay, so we're in the same ballpark. Yeah. I think watching I'm not trying to do a lazy comp here. I think watching Josh Giddey this year has like opened my eyes a little bit more to bigger guards that don't necessarily have the jump shot fully developed yet, because Dyson's jump shot is not great. Like it's getting there, but that's not his calling card, I guess you could say. But he knows how to use his size as a guard. Like when he gets to his move, he's very efficient at finishing over the top. The first play of the game, he hits the high post, kind of like UCLA cuts off a little bit. He had Sharif Cooper on him. It was baby food. It was an and one. Like he knew, the Ignite staff knew that's the way that he's going to be able to like get himself going. He was comfortable defensively switching on to Jaylen Johnson. I think that's another asset that he can guard up the lineup, he can guard multiple positions. The feet just aren't like slow, they're just not quick. So it will be about angles and challenges and using that kind of like cerebral processing that he has. And he's really good at it with like picking out when he's going to poke it in for a steal, when he's going to cut off a guy, when he's going to jump a lane. So I liked what I saw, and also being as young as he is, it's going to take some time. But I like him as a guy kind of like later in the lottery that you hope just continues to get better as time wears on.
Yeah, I think he's the best perimeter defender I've seen this year in this 2022 draft class. Mm-hmm. You mix that with the passing, I think it's just enough in terms of a tool set that works. He'll have to work on the shot. That's going to be why he probably doesn't play immediately in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He needs to shoot it before he gets there. But once he does that, he's going to be a very effective player. Like as soon as the shooting comes, he's going to be
and even still playable without the shooting. It's not, hey, the shooting's not there, we can't play him. He can still play. It'll be even better when the shot's a weapon. You don't have to go under, because then going under negates all the reads and the help stuff that he's able to kind of figure out too.
Yep. Okay. Now MarJon Beauchamp.
So MarJon wasn't great the game I saw. He was good. He was solid. And then the next, it wasn't the next night, I think it was 2 nights later, the Sunday, he was very good against the Long Island Nets. He had 24-9. The game I saw, the first quarter and a half, he just wasn't like super assertive, just very passive, just moving the ball, didn't pick his spots well. Then the second quarter, he hit like a pull-up jumper. He hit a trailer 3. He is very good away from the ball. He's very good finishing. He's very good cutter. But I didn't see like the, not even self-creation, but like the isolation type scoring stuff. He did try to dunk on a guy, and it would have been a poster where he hit it. He didn't. So I walked away just wanting a little bit more out of him. And then why we don't watch just one game. Then Sunday against the Long Island Nets, he was awesome. He was scoring, hitting corner jumpers, doing stuff on the move, pulling up, getting up and down.
He made like step back at one point. And I was like, this is something you haven't done yet this year. Like I was like, whoa, this is interesting.
Yeah, I think you were like, it was 2 or 3 o'clock and you were waking up too. It's like, this game is different from the other night. He's quick coming off like curls and dribble handoffs too. He's just going to be this combo forward that is effective. I don't think he's ever going to be like the scorer that you need end of the game. I don't think he's going to be like the primary guy, but he's going to be a great piece on a winning team.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the way he's gone about his business. Just a lot of respect for the way that he has improved. This was a kid that was like, he did not like attend college. He left. Did he leave high school a year early, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, he was going to do the training thing, that Chameleon BX, DX, not DX, that's Generation X. Chameleon BX or something. And then he was at junior college. Then the media notes say he was working out with Mike Miller, working out with somebody else, just working on a shot, not knowing where he's going to go. And then had a relationship. Jason Hart, who's the head coach of the G League Ignite, actually recruited him when he was at USC. So they had some commonalities there. And he got there and he's been a lot better than people thought he'd be.
Yeah. Was it Yakima Community College, I believe, in Washington last year, and was really good, obviously, unsurprisingly there. So, yeah. It's a great story. It's a really, really good story that he's found his feet, found his level. I love it. Michael Foster, Fambo Zhang, like, I don't know.
Michael Foster. So he took some shots. He can. Here's the thing. I don't know where he necessarily fits. Somebody wrote to me and said he's a first-round pick. I don't see that. Is he an NBA player? Sure, he is. He is similarly.
You're sure about that?
Okay. Well, similarly to Hardy, he's pretty one-track minded in that he wants to shoot. He wants to score. He did start the game with an assist, and I said, maybe this is the new guy. This is not the guy from Hillcrest Prep I saw in high school who just, you're down 30 and you're hitting threes, doing like the three of the head. I'm like, you're down 30, like relax. Then the next play, he threw it in like the third row, like skipping it opposite. And Justin Tillman for the Skyhawks is good. I mean, he's averaging 30 points per game his last three. I think he had like 35 or 6. Michael Foster was guarding him for most of it. When he's going, like you can tell, like his eyes tell you, like I'm going to the basket. He is strong. He was matched up with Jaylen Johnson a little bit. He powered through him. It does get to the point where I'm surprised when he passes the ball. He can finish around the rim, but more of just like a cleanup guy. I don't necessarily know who he defends, so I left where I was before. I didn't have him on my top 60. I don't know really necessarily slots out, but has been more productive than I thought he would be too, in terms of numbers for competition.
Has been productive. I don't think any of the production really translates to an effective NBA player, unfortunately. It's kind of the way to put it. Fambo Zhang, just like a shooter at 6'10".
He was fine. Like he had a really couple shots, didn't do too much.
Yeah. I thought he was like a multi-year kid at Gonzaga, and then he decided to go this route. And I think he should be a multi-year player in the G League, or like go to the NBL for a year or something like that.
Get more reps.
But yeah, don't go to the NBA this year, I would say, would be my advice to him.
And I want to add this too, that so the Skyhawks are the Atlanta Hawks G League affiliate.
Yep.
So both Sharif Cooper and Jaylen Johnson played. One's a two-way, one's on assignment, whatever. They both played. It was great.
Jaylen Johnson's on the roster. Yeah. And
two-way. So they're both there. They're both playing. It was refreshing in a sense because Jaylen Johnson was really good, and you saw the type of guy that I expected to play at Duke. He was getting up and down, making good passes, dunking around people. Jumper was okay, but hitting more stuff. But you saw like the confidence, and you saw the belief, like he needed to play there. He was significantly better. I know Justin Tillman like had the most points. He was the best player like on the floor. And we're talking about other guys as lottery picks, and I don't think you want to completely write off Jaylen Johnson. Like if that guy just went to the G League, maybe he goes 12th this year. Very possible.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have Sharif Cooper. Sharif was not good, and he tweeted after the game like, no one ever said it was going to be easy. It wasn't the kid I saw at Auburn who came off ball screens and was like Hogwarts University wizard, like darting passes all over the place and finishing and shooting threes. He missed some threes. He didn't turn the corner hard enough to pick and roll. It was a nice reminder that NBA is a different game. G League's a different game than college. Sharif could figure it out, but at his size, and that's why I'm kind of evaluating smaller guards in that vein right now. The transition's hard. It is. And he could still do it. And when he gets up and down and has some space to operate, he's way better. When the court gets shrunk and the guy switching out on you is 6'10" and long and physical, it's harder to play the type of style that he wants to.